Hi guys, welcome back to GCSE Maths Attack. In today's video, we shall be going through SOHCAHTOA. Now, I'm going to be using SOHCAHTOA to work out the missing side lengths. In my next video, I shall be going through how to work out angles using SOHCAHTOA. So this is one part of my trigonometry series. Now, if you are interested in this question over here, please do continue watching all the way till the end. Also, please comment, like, and subscribe. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is label your triangle. Now, the first thing you need to do is identify your angle. So suppose I put theta over here. Now, theta just basically means angle. We can see that this is a right angle. Now, in order to use SOHCAHTOA or any trigonometry or Pythagoras theorems, you need to make sure that the triangle is a right angle triangle. Now, once you've identified that angle, anything that is opposite to that angle, so you can see that this side length is opposite to this angle, we call that the opposite. Okay, so opposite. Okay, now the longest side in a triangle is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so this will always be the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So hypotenuse, okay? Then this one is just called the adjacent. So adjacent, okay? So as I said to you, you first need to identify your angle. Once you've identified your angle, anything that is opposite to that angle, that side is called the opposite. Anything that's opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. And then the final one is called adjacent. Okay, so let's suppose my angle was over here now. So theta, I can see that this is a right angle. Now, since this is the right angle, I know that this side length over here is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to use H for hypotenuse. And just by visual, you can see that this is the longest side. Anything that is opposite to this angle is called opposite, and then this is called the adjacent, okay? And this is how you label it. So again, like I said, identify your angle and then just put dots, and whatever is opposite to that angle, that is called the opposite. Okay guys, work out the value of x. Now the first thing I need to do is label my triangle. So that's O. Okay, so this is opposite the right angle, so this must be hypotenuse, and this is the adjacent. Okay, now if you look at these formulas over here, you got S for sine, C for cos, and T for tan. Remember SOHCAHTOA, if you read it, it's read like this, so, and then K-A-H, ka, and then to-a, okay, and that's the way you can memorize the formulas, okay, SOHCAHTOA. Now, after you've done that, you need to say to yourself, hang on a minute. These formulas either have opposite or hypotenuse, adjacent or hypotenuse, or opposite and adjacent. Okay, fair enough. But which one do I need to use? And this is what I tend to tell my students. Okay, you've got adjacent because you're given a length. You need to work out the opposite. Therefore, you don't need the hypotenuse. Okay? Now, after you've done that, you need to say to yourself, which one of these three formulas or which one of these three triangles requires adjacent and opposite? I can see opposite and hypotenuse, so no. I can see adjacent and hypotenuse, so no, because remember we're looking for adjacent and opposite. I can see opposite and adjacent. So that means I'm going to be using this formula over here. So how do I use this triangle? Okay, so here's a little sketch of the triangle O, T and A. You can see that the T and the A are next to each other, therefore you times them, okay? So whenever you want to work out the opposite, you do tan times adjacent. Let's suppose you want to work out adjacent. To work out adjacent, you've got opposite over tan. So this line over here means divide, so it means opposite divided by tan. You read downwards, okay? So remember, if you want to work out adjacent, put your finger over adjacent, you got opposite over tan. If you want to work out opposite, tan and adjacent are next to each other, therefore you multiply them. Okay, so what's this question asking me? It's asking me to work out opposite. So to work out opposite, I'm going to do tan times adjacent. So be careful with this calculation. When you do this in your calculator to work out opposite, it's going to be tan, and it's going to be tan theta. I'm going to put this in brackets, and if you put that in brackets, it should give you an accurate answer, times adjacent. Okay, so opposite equals tan, so plug that in your calculator. Theta is always going to be your angle, so it'll be tan 42 times adjacent, which is 11. Now if I place that in my calculator, I should get 9.90 centimeter since it's a length. Okay, work out the value of x. Like I said, the first thing you need to do is label this triangle in order for you to know which one of these three triangles you're going to use. So let me just label this. This is O. This is H because it's opposite the right angle. This is the adjacent. Okay, we're asked to work out the value of H. That means I need this. I've been given the opposite. That's fine. I don't need adjacent. So which one of these three formulas have O and H? I can see that this has O and it has H in the same triangle. Okay, now I've been asked to work out the hypotenuse. So I'm going to scribble that out. If I'm asked to work out the hypotenuse, I can see that it's O over sine theta. So in order to work out hypotenuse, it's going to be opposite divided by sine theta. I'm going to place that in brackets. So hypotenuse equals 20 divided by sine 35. And if I place that in my calculator, I should get 34.87 centimeter. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and have a go at both of these questions. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is label your triangle. So that's your O, that's my H, that's my adjacent. Okay, I'm asked to work out AB. Where's AB? Okay, I've been asked to work this out. I've been given the adjacent. So I've been given two information. I don't need my third information. Which one's O and A? Ooh, O and A is this triangle over here. I've been given the adjacent. I've been given tan theta, which is 35. But I'm not given the opposite. So in order for me to work out the opposite, I must do tan times adjacent. So opposite equals tan theta times adjacent. Okay, so opposite equals tan 35 times 20. Right, make sure you place a bracket because you want to get your answer as accurate as possible. Okay, so opposite equals, and if you place that or plug that in your calculator, you should get the value of 14 centimeters. Okay, next, work out the length of AB. So I'm asked to work out this length over here. So I need to first label this. This is O, this is A, and this is H. I've been given the value of H. I've been asked to work out adjacent. I don't need opposite, okay? So which formula am I going to use? I'm going to be using this formula over here. Now, I don't need adjacent, but in order for me to work out adjacent, it's going to be C times H, okay? So that means adjacent is equal to cos 42 times 15. And if you place that in your calculator, you should get the answer of 11.15 centimeters, okay? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is pause the video and have a go at this question. So work out the value of x, give your answer to one decimal place. Okay, I can see that my x is the hypotenuse because this looks like the longest side, but I can also see that there's two triangles over here. Now the first thing I need to do is break this shape up. I need to work out this length over here. In order for me to work out this yellow length over here, I can use Pythagoras' theorem, okay? And that is how I can work out this length in yellow. Now remember, Pythagoras' theorem goes something like this. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and C being the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. So this will be C, this is A, and this is B. Now it doesn't matter which one you label as A and B because because those two will always be the shortest side. So I have 16 squared plus b squared equals 20 squared. Now, in order for me to get b squared on its own, I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. So I'm left with 20 squared, take away 16 squared, b squared equals, so if I place that in my calculator, I should get 144. Now, after I do that, I need to square root both sides in order to get b. So b equals 12. So this length over here is 12 centimeters. Now, after I've done that, so I'm just going to rub off this b. After I've done that, I need to label my triangle in order to work out x. So I'm going to call this opposite, I'm going to call this adjacent, and I'm going to call this hypotenuse. Guys, remember, this formula doesn't work unless you have one of the side lengths. That's the reason why I had to work out the yellow length. Now, I don't need adjacent, I'll be given the opposite, and I have to work out the hypotenuse. So which formula would I need to use? I can see that I need to use this formula. In this case, I need to work out the hypotenuse. So that means I'm going to do opposite divided by sine theta. So in order to work out hypotenuse, it's going to be opposite divided by sine theta. So opposite is 12 centimeters, the one that we just worked out, divided by sine 25. Now, if I place that in my calculator, I should get an answer, and I should get the answer of 28.39. Well done if you've got that question correct. Let's move on. Okay, so the diagram shows two right angled triangles. Find the value of x. So pause the video and have a go at this question. Remember, you've got two different types of triangles. The hint I will give you is treat them separately. Go. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is label this. Now, in order for me to work out this value of x, I need to know one of these side lengths. I either need to know the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, or this small one over here. So I'm going to work out that small length because it's attached to this triangle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this. So if I actually draw this separately, it'll be much easier. So you've got 50 here, you've got 5 centimeter here. Okay, so this is O, this is A, and this is H. Okay, I need to work out opposite. I've been given the adjacent, therefore I don't need H. Okay, so which one of my formulas will require A and O? That will be tan theta. Now, remember those triangles that we had? Well, to work out tan, we have opposite over adjacent. Now, we want to work out opposite, so therefore we need to times tan by adjacent. So opposite equals tan 50 times 5. Now, if I place that in my calculator, I should get 5.96. That means this length over here is 5.96. Now I'm going to quickly label this triangle over here. So I'm just going to quickly draw it out. Sorry guys, this is the best drawing I can get. So this is 38, this is x, and this is 5.96. The next thing I'm going to do is label this. So this is O, this is H, and this is A. I don't need H, but I do need O and A. So we're using O and A. Okay guys, so this time what I'm going to do is I need opposite again. So what I'm going to do to work out opposite equals tan theta times adjacent. Okay, so opposite equals tan, so what's my angle? 38 times 5.96. Now if you place that in your calculator, you should get the answer of 4.656. Okay, well done if you've got that question correct. If not, please rewind and check where you went wrong. Okay, so a regular hexagon can be divided into 6 equilateral triangles. Calculate the height x, work out the area of the hexagon. Now, the first thing you need to do is this. You need to ask yourself, okay, the first thing you need to do is work out the height x. So if I draw this triangle out, so it's an equilateral triangle. Sorry guys, my drawing is not the best. This is the best I think I can get. Now here's your equilateral triangle. With this equilateral triangle, I know that all the angles are equal. So this is 60, this is 60, and this is 60, because equilateral triangles, all the angles and all the side lengths are equal. Sorry, my drawing, just imagine that all the side lengths are equal. Now you're told that this is 5 centimeters, but we're halving this. So can you see that? Now if I'm halving this, this is 90 degrees. Now if I redraw this triangle over here, this is 60 degrees, this is 2.5 centimeters, and this is my H. So this question is not different than the other. This is O, this is A, and this is H. Ignore this H for height. So I'm just going to rub that off just so you don't get confused. Now what do I need? Well, I've been given the adjacent. I need to work out the opposite. I don't need hypotenuse. Okay. Now in order for me to work out the opposite, right, don't forget we're using the triangle TOA. So TOA. Okay. Now in order for me to work out the missing side of opposite, so if I scribble up opposite, I am going to do tan times adjacent. So opposite equals tan 60 times adjacent, which is 2.5. And if you place that in your calculator, you should get 4.33. That means this opposite is 4.33. Okay, this is 4.33. Now, after you've done that, you need to work out the area of the hexagon. So, okay, so after you've done that, you know that this is 4.33. Okay, now the next part of the question is asking me to work out the area of the whole hexagon. Okay, the first thing I need to do is work out the area of a triangle. In order for me to work out the area of a triangle, I know that's going to be base times height divided by 2. Okay, so area of a triangle, so area of triangle is base times height. Okay, remember it's the perpendicular height, which is the 90 degrees height, divided by 2. So my base is 5 centimeters. Okay, so this triangle over here, 5 times 4.33 divided by 2. And if I place that in my calculator, I should get the answer of 10.83. Okay, that tells me one of the triangles. So this triangle over here is 10.83. Now, as it says in the question, this hexagon technically can be split into 6 different equilateral triangles. Now, if I know one of them is 10.33, then surely this one's 10.33, this is 10.33, this is 10.33. You get the gist, they're all 10.33. How many 10.33s I have? I have 6 lots of them. So I'm going to times this by 6. So I'm going to do 10.33 times 6, which gives me 61.98. So my answer is 61.98 centimeters squared, since it's an area. Okay guys, if you got this far to my video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. I need as much as love as I possibly can. Please do share these videos. I would be coming out with another video to work out the missing angles, so keep your eyes out. It will be coming out this week.